the kids have fun. Hey, I do 100 backflips.
Boyd Hooper, NBC News, Becker, Minnesota.
That's terrific. That's nightly news for this Friday. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
There aren't words to describe this season.
I loved it.
This live show can make you or break you.
You've got a real shot at being in the finals.
AGT, live Tuesday and Wednesday on NBC.
Perkins Bakery Inspired Breakfasts are a sweet deal, starting at just $7.99. Indulge in our new breakfast platters, inspired by all your bakery favorites. And don't forget to treat the family to a pie from our bakery, including our tangy lemon meringue pie. Save time and order online at perkinstogo.com.
Weather Watch 12, weather from where you live.
Straight ahead on News Watch 12 at 6, Vilas County residents are looking to improve their community. The upgrades that are coming to the area. Plus, a Schofield man and his son are back home after a 2-year battle in the hospital. And the Advanced Welding Institute in Eagle River made their pitch to potential new students. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
Your local news and weather from where you live. News Watch 12 at 6 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 6. I'm Jessica Jukich. Populations in the Northwoods always grow this time of year with summer tourism. News Watch 12's Morgan Johnson tells us how broadband is keeping up with those numbers.
Bill Nemeth doesn't think 10 years was that long ago, but in terms of how far broadband access has come, it feels like a century.
There's no comparison. We are growing by leaps and bounds.
What used to be a place where good service was a rarity is now somewhere where you can't find a dead spot.
Today, in communities, individuals can enjoy download speeds and upload speeds that are comparable to any urban area in Wisconsin.
Charter Communications is working in Arbor Vitae, part of an area Kathy Schmidt says could benefit.
And if you think about it, Vilas County has always been known as a premier tourist destination.
High-speed broadband expansion has grown for several years, but it wasn't until the pandemic that Schmitz realized something.
What we've all found out from the pandemic is you want to live and work in an environment that mirrors, who you are and your family's lifestyle, and you can do that from our beautiful Northwoods.
Vilas County saw a 7.6% increase in the last census. Schmitz credits that partially to the improved broadband speeds.
Thanks to all the work that we're doing right now, it is fast becoming a broadband destination where you can live and work here year-round and be successful in a career.
Vilas County just received $5.1 million in Wisconsin broadband grants, which will expand service to another 3,000 people. Schmitz and Nemeth know that number will just keep growing for locals and tourists alike.
It's an enormous job, an enormous project, and a great thing for Vilas County.
Reporting for Newswatch 12 in Arbor Vitae, I'm Morgan Johnson.
It's a perfect day to be outdoors, but that's about to change soon. Meteorologist Conrad Sapinski's tracking weekend storms.
Yep, you're right. Once again, Jessica, a big change is on the way. We had lots of clear skies today, lots of sunshine, temperatures above average once again in the 80s. So another beautiful day. And same thing right now, some mostly sunny skies across the region, but more cloud cover is on the way. We do have a south-southwest wind at around 11 miles an hour. Temperatures still above average and in the lower 80s in Rhinelander. A little bit warmer in Wausau, coming in at 84 degrees. Still some breezy winds from the southeast at around 11 miles per hour. But 80s is the big story for today. Pretty much 80s across the whole state. We had temperatures close to 90 degrees by Eau Claire, so they have some really warm weather here. 82 degrees, we'll still take that. I know it's August, so enjoy those 80s while they last. Tonight, though, we'll continue to really cool back down. Still some above average temperatures, but we'll keep cooling down off into the mid-60s. Jessica?
Thank you, Conrad. The Republican National Committee has officially selected Milwaukee as the site of its 2024 convention. A unanimous vote by RNC members behind closed doors led to Friday's announcement. Milwaukee's mayor welcomed the decision, even though he's a loyal Democrat. Milwaukee started its bid to host the Republican convention a year ago, beating out cities like Salt Lake City and Pittsburgh for the honor. The FBI is searching for a suspect who they say is armed and dangerous. Joshua Jonathan Luke Brown is wanted for his alleged involvement in a shooting at FBI agents in Columbus, Georgia last Thursday. The FBI has reason to believe Brown's in the area of Johnson Creek, Wisconsin, in Jefferson County. The YMCA of the Northwoods, located in Rhinelander, is now taking steps after their CEO, Ryan Zietlow, announced that he would be taking on a same role at a different location. The YMCA's board has appointed Fred Hauser as the interim CEO. Hauser's a native of Rhinelander and played a vital role in bringing the organization to the area in the late 90s. It's expected that Hauser will function as the CEO for 6 to 9 months while the board looks for a full-time replacement. The Rhinelander Police Department is searching for vandals who spray-painted bathrooms in local parks. The department received complaints of vandalism over the past couple of weeks at public bathrooms in the parks. If you have any information on the crime, contact Sergeant Kyle Parrish. 2 Wausau City pools are closing for the season this weekend. Memorial Pool's last day will be tomorrow, and Schlunberg's pool is closing on Sunday. Kaiser Pool will remain open for 1 more week, with its final day being Sunday, August 14th. After 2 years in a hospital, a man and his son are finally back home. Kingston Vang Rags was diagnosed with a rare kidney disorder called congenital nephrotic syndrome. Kingston had to get both of his kidneys removed. His father, Tommy, said doctors gave Kingston just a 3% chance of living.
I was given notice that if something does go wrong, because it had a really, high percentage that, he might not make it through that surgery, that they would bring me down and let me say goodbye to him.
Over time, Kingston's condition improved, and he was able to be put on the kidney transplant list. And after receiving the call that his transplant was approved, Kingston and Tommy were able to return home.
Hopefully in the future, maybe next year, be able to travel with him, take him camping, be able to do things with him.
While Kingston will need further treatments, Tommy's family started a GoFundMe page to pay for the expenses. You can find that on our website, WJFW.com. Eagle River is home to one of the nation's advanced welding institutes. They provide accelerated welding programs and hands-on training for students. Newswatch 12's Will Haraldson has more.
Everything we do is just strictly welding. Wisconsin's Advanced Welding Institute held an open house in Eagle River on Friday. Caleb Hansen is an instructor at AWI, and he spoke about what the school has to offer. AWI is a post-secondary school or vocational school. We train students to weld. It's just basic. Start with introduction, and then we get into some more complex stuff. Hansen said that despite being in Eagle River for almost a decade, very few people actually know about their school. He said having these open houses is one way that they can put their brand into the Northwoods community. We just want people to know that we're here, because there's a lot of people that aren't aware that we're here. So we're opening the doors so people can see the facility and see what we're about. Hansen said that while their programs cover the same content, they are still evolving with advancing technology. He also said that AWI is looking for new students regardless of age or experience. They can get a hold of us either by calling the number. They can stop in. We do offer tours anytime. They can stop in, and we have brochures and whatnot. They can get information on it, on tuition and time of enrollment. Reporting in Eagle River, Will Haraldson, Newswatch 12.
After the break on Newswatch 12, a group of boaters in Tomahawk got together to showcase their prized possessions. We'll hear all about it after Weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
Seen Tim Michael's phony ads about special interests?
I'm not beholden to them.
The truth Tim Michaels is one of them. He was a leader of a special interest group lobbying for gas tax hikes. Michaels sat on the board as they repeatedly pushed higher gas taxes and automatic yearly gas tax hikes. Michaels' company bankrolled a special interest who even backed Tony Evers' gas tax increase. Special interests, higher taxes, the real Tim Michaels.
Saturday, August 27th, Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg presents Journey former lead vocalist Steve Augeri.
Those crazy nights, I do remember.
Live under the stars, Steve Augeri. Doors open at 6, show starts at 8. Don't miss Steve Augeri. Exclusively at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. Must be 21 or over to attend.
Let's dive into Lake Minocqua for an evening showing of the great outdoors, August 13th at Torpy Park. Watch the movie from on land, by boat, or float in the water. Pre-show beach party starts at 5:30 p.m. For ticket and event information, visit letsminocqua.com/dive-in.
If you're a contractor or do-it-yourselfer, make Argonne Lumber your first stop. High-quality materials, personalized service, expert staff, and delivery are just some of the things Argonne Lumber is known for. Stop in and smell the lumber at Argonne Lumber, 2 locations in Argonne and Rhinelander.
Is this the new phone?
Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
Mm-hmm. I got exactly what I wanted. Big screen, big storage. I cannot remember the last time I had so many different options.
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get any phone from any brand free.
Are you actually texting them?
I don't know. I just thought I would just...
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
I'm Ron Kine, and as my time in Congress winds down, I've been thinking about the best way to have a happy retirement. And so the first thing I'm going to do is vote for Brad Path. No one will work harder than Brad to lower the cost of health care and prescription drugs. And he'll never let Republicans gut protections for pre-existing conditions.
I'm Brad Path. I approve this message because whether you're in your prime or in your golden years,
easy now,
I will always have your back.
Welcome back to this nice and warm summer day. Finally, some above average temperatures today. Lots of sunshine all across the state. Just a few clouds, especially in the UP. But this is the calm before the storm, because more of this right over here, all this green, that's rain right now. But all that will continue to push east, and it will continue to develop as it taps into some unstable air. All that will produce some storms, and those storms may be strong at times. That will get here tomorrow later in the afternoon, lasting Saturday night through Sunday, and then finally moving out by the afternoon hours on Sunday. So we need to keep an eye on those storms tomorrow night into Sunday. Some might be strong, some gusty winds, really heavy rain, and maybe even some hail. Those dew points are also starting to rise, which indicates that more rain is on the way. Still not looking too bad in Rhinelander, coming with a 57-degree for a dew point, which is not too bad right now. But take a look just east of us. Mountain, a lot of these locations just to the east have pretty tropical dew points, which means all areas will continue to have dew points going up, up, up. So by tomorrow, and then same thing into Saturday, we're going to feel pretty sticky and muggy out there before dew points finally start to drop by Sunday evening into Monday. So next week, we'll be in the clear, but the next couple of days looks like it's not going to be the best outdoor activity. Weather is going to feel a little sticky with those really warm temperatures tomorrow. Pretty much like today, some 80s across the region, but take a look at these temperatures here. South Dakota, Nebraska, just south of that, really had some excessive heat today, some extreme heat in the triple digits. So all of that will continue staying there. Here in the Northwoods, we'll just see some 80s, so still some nice and above average temperatures. Enjoy those 80s while they last, because it is August, so it is a little past their midway for summer with temperatures in the 80s right now. So still looking pretty good. 82 in Rhinelander. Same thing in Eagle River. 82 degrees there. A couple of 70s just south. Anago coming in at 79. Mosine coming in at 79 as well. So it is starting to cool down slightly. Still really nice and warm. Tonight won't be a cool one with those winds staying more on the breezy end, blowing anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour. Some locations coming in with a little lighter winds. Tonight isn't going to be a big problem with the winds. Those temperatures, though, will be a little bit above average and in the mid-60s, but our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show those stronger storms moving in by the afternoon hours on Saturday, lasting through Sunday with those temperatures really cooling down. Only in high temperature 69 degrees on Sunday, but look what happens by next week. We're in the clear with temperatures coming close to average and in the 70s and 80s. Jessica?
Thank you, Conrad. The Tomahawk community has welcomed boat enthusiasts since Tuesday. It was the 42nd annual Antique Boat and Motor Show. 22 states were represented at the meet this year. And this year, a new antique toy outboard display was a hit. The tables were lined up with replicas from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
We get great local support. They come out and they really reminisce a lot with showing us, oh, I used to have one of these motors and I had one of these boats.
Owners like Harrison Smith took their collectibles for a spin, cruising by the Quahog Water Ski Show. His dad bought a classic boat when he was 8 years old, and he still enjoys showing it off.
It's been received pretty well. We're featuring Alumacrafts at this Antique Outboard Motor Club event, so it fits right in and goes along with this year's theme.
The club welcomes 16 new members this week thanks to the show. It wraps up tonight with an award ceremony. 13 categories will be judged on a variety of categories ranging from junior to racing and more. After the break on Newswatch 12, Northland Pines is hoping to improve their athletic facilities for the fall sports season. We'll hear about that process after the break.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
Wisconsin, save big on Throwback Sale, happening now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 58% off doorbusters while they last, plus special financing for 5 years. Shop now to see our lowest prices in store at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
I'm Tim Michaels. The radical left, they're destroying everything we love about America. Too many establishment Republicans, they're along for the ride.
Tim Michaels, Army veteran, endorsed by President Trump.
I'm not some career politician. I'm a self-made Wisconsin businessman who doesn't give a rip about the special interests or their money. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm running for governor to turn Madison upside down and take back the freedoms that make Wisconsin great.
Tim Michaels for governor, endorsed by President Trump.
Some numbers are thrilling. Some impressive. Some just right. After an accident, there's one critical number. The number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish and Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. No other personal injury law firm is better suited to get the amount that's right for you.
We've been spending more time than ever before at home, where we're continually inspired to make it our own, where the perfect wall mounting can lift your spirits, and that once hidden path to your door is now illuminated with intrigue to lead you inside. With Patriot Lighting, your lighting is another way to put your personal style on display. Smart, sophisticated, radiant, just like you. We have hundreds of options to make your home and your world shine a little brighter. Find your style with Patriot Lighting, only at Menards.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators, or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher, and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Wisconsin, save big on our Throwback Sale, happening now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 40% off Special Buy appliances, plus 5 years special financing and guaranteed delivery in 5 days on all in-stock appliances. Shop now at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
Most schools in the Great Northern Conference have lights for all their athletic fields. Northland Pines and Eagle River, though, only has it for football, but they're hoping to change that. Earlier this week, the school began their Light the Field fundraiser, Pines is trying to raise approximately $550,000 to light up 3 varsity fields: baseball, softball, and soccer. The project is starting at ground zero, but has multiple businesses ready to start the donations. The district will pay for the infrastructure in preparation of getting donations to complete adding the poles and lights to each of the 3 fields.
What we're looking for is really a fundraiser for the community to help out. This is not coming out of taxpayers' dollars, other than our infrastructure, which is really working with a public service and trying to bury the electrical cables to a point in a central location.
The fields will be used by more than just Northland Pines athletics. Various youth sports and much more will also be able to use the fields. And with more opportunities to play, the better chance the school has at hosting postseason matches.
When you have a playoff game and you're limited to time frames that we can start those games at, we're really only allowed to do a 4 o'clock start time, where other schools around us can do a 7 o'clock start time, which allows them to have the flexibility of one or the other.
The later start times would also allow kids to stay in class instead of leaving early to prepare for their games. The school does not know when they'll be able to install the new lights, but hope to get it done as soon as possible. With warm weather in the forecast, anglers are sure to be hitting the lakes this weekend. To get you in the mood, here's this week's edition of Big Old Fish.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Okay. What kind of fish gets picked on for its haircut the most? Why, a mullet, of course. All right, let's get to this week's Big Old Fish. Let's start this week with Max Plantico, who was visiting his grandparents on Paradise Lake, where he caught this whopper of a largemouth off the pier using a leech. Well, I don't know what else to say, Max. That is one big old fish. Way to go. Keep on reeling them in. Next up on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Caden Krueger, who was fishing with his grandpa on an area lake and was out after church on a Sunday when this 18-inch largemouth slammed his Rapala. 18 inches, smallmouth? Yeah, that's a big old fish, Caden. Way to go. Keep on reeling them in. And finally on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Brian Best. Now, he had been out fishing for a while, and after some quick and early success of a couple of 2 or 3 pounders in 10 feet of water, decided to move a little bit deeper. And he was dragging a Carolina rig up a ledge in around 20 feet of water when this 23.5-inch, 8.3-pound largemouth smashed his net bait C-Max worm plum apple. It is also of note that he lost his Columbia fishing hat in the process. Well, I think they say no pain, no gain, Brian. And that is one big old fish. Way to go. Keep on reeling them in. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Norling Taxidermy fish meal is on our website, WJFW.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale. And to celebrate, we're stacking the deals. Buy any sofa or sectional and get 20% off your second purchase. Get another 20% off both items. Plus, we are still offering great special financing at Slumberland Furniture.
I'm Deb Baldus McGrath, and someday when my grandkids ask what I used to do, I'll tell them how I was the only woman in my Army jump school. The guys thought I'd chicken out. I was first out the door. After serving as an Army officer and in the CIA, I'm running for Congress because of the sky-high cost of everything. Wisconsin needs a representative who thinks for herself, works with both parties, and fights for women's rights. I approve this message because sometimes it takes a mom to get things done.
When searching for your next truck, you want your truck to last. Get the job done right with a Lenz truck. We have them all. Half-ton trucks, Power Strokes, Cummins, Duramax, SUVs, over 800 to choose from. Know that all Lenz trucks are fully inspected, certified clean, and can be bought hassle-free online. Go now to LenzTruck.com.
Lenz Truck, Lenz Truck. We got the trucks that Lenz Truck.
We got the trucks.
Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio has designed beautiful and functional kitchens and baths in the Northwoods.
When helping plan your dream kitchen or bath with in-home consultation available, they provide 3D drawings of your spaces to bring your visions to life. Owner and designer Sarah has over 25 years of experience, overseen 500 plus projects, and built strong relationships with local contractors providing superior installation. Whether it's a new home or a remodel, Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio in Eagle River looks forward to making your dream kitchen or bath a reality.
And my economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5,000 more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
It's Slumberland's anniversary mattress sale, and we've got great deals and specials on mattresses. Like a free bedding bundle with select mattress purchases of $5.99 or more. That's 2 free pillows, a sheet set, comforter, and 2 pillowcases. Free! Only at Slumberland Furniture.
Come join the fun at the Sainer Street Fair Sunday, August 7th from 10 to 4, featuring arts and crafts show, food, touch a truck, and kids activities. Live music from 2 bands.
Well, it's been a beautiful day in the Northwoods, but storms are on the horizon. Conrad, what's kind of the timeline for that?
Yeah, so today was a beautiful day. You know, good start to a Friday, but, you know, right in time, not so good timing. We have some thunderstorms on the way. They will be arriving tomorrow anywhere around 4, maybe a little bit after 4, and then they're really going to start to ramp up overnight Saturday into Sunday, especially south of Wausau. South of Wausau counties might have experienced some really strong storms, you know, some gusty winds, some very heavy rain, maybe even some hail. So we'll keep an eye on those. But temperatures right now not looking too bad, still above average. So today was a picture perfect day. Dew points still not looking too bad. They are starting to rise, though, as that rain starts to close in. But that rain and thunderstorms move out by Sunday night into Monday. Take a look at next week, though. We're really warming up, some 70s, 80s. First, we got to deal with that rain and thunderstorms, and then we're in the clear and lots of nice weather and sunshine ahead.
Definitely some good news for next week.
Yes.
Well, that's all the time we have. We'll see you back here at 10.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
Whenever we do a recipe about foil pack cooking, we always seem to get lots of requests asking if we have more recipes like them. And for those of you who aren't familiar with how easy foil pack cooking is, let me share with you a chicken and veggie dish that is perfect for this